You mentioned the sanya, aggregate of perception, as making a mark so that the next time when you run into the same feeling of the same person, for instance, you remember. Where are those marks stored? In our person.
Actually, we do not say that they are stored because it may imply permanency. But I think actually these are stored. But our explanation may be these memories also are impermanent, and so one memory disappears and then in its place another memory arises, and so there is continuity of this memory, not one memory lasting for a long time, but one memory it disappears but there's another memory, so there is continuation of remembering, just as we cannot say where karma is stored, although there is the karma, and so it gives results when circumstances are favorable.
So that even the karma is based somewhere, we don't know. But when it's in the favorable condition, that the karma comes down as a result.
Not karma comes down, but the results appear.
Results come down.
Yeah.
But karma is stored somewhere. When you done something, it's gone. It's flying somewhere. You don't know. But when it's favorable conditions, it comes down as a result.
You know, karma is chetana, right?
Yeah.
So, since it is chetana, it has only three stages of existence: arising, continuation, disappearance. So after arising, it disappears. So it is nowhere. But it said that it leaves potential, so ability to give results in our continuity. It may be something like I said, say some potential which changes with moments, but still there is continuity of this potential. So when the circumstances are favorable, it pops up as a result.
I don't think that when the Buddha time is no one asked, it's very hard to explain. Maybe he can explain to people.
Oh yes.
Can I contribute something?
Oh yes, please.
May not be exactly the comparison, but look at the water under the condition of the sun and the vapor, evaporation. The water doesn't contain anything. The vapor already goes up out of the water. The water doesn't contain anything, you see. Then another condition met the vapor turn into the rain. Then suppose it fall on the ocean again. Then the ocean receives the result. But the ocean doesn't contain anything of the vapor in order for that to happen. So you cannot say, in order for the karma happen to you, you had to have something for that to happen, so that you receive the karma.
See, in Mahayana, they indicate that there is the eighth consciousness, which is the alaya
viññāna.
And these things, the marks, the seeds of goodness, the seeds of evil, seeds of memory, everything is contained in that consciousness. But in Abhidhamma, in Hinayana, is no alaya.
Right. Yeah. So there is no alaya viññāna taught in Abhidhamma. But they may mean maybe the same thing. Not permanent, but taken as though it is permanent, as though it lasts for say a long period of time. But everything we see, say we think to be lasting, right? this bell is the same as it was yesterday, so it seems to be lasting. But in reality, in the ultimate reality, the particles or molecules in this cup is always changing.
Right.
So in one sense, it is permanent, because it is the same as it was yesterday. But in another sense, or in the ultimate sense, it is impermanent, because it's always changing.
So I'm still not clear about where those things are stored in our human person. That someday, given the right conditions, they arise.
Yeah.
So where are they stored?
That is difficult to explain. In the books it is said, in our continuity. So that means in the ongoing rising and disappearing of our mental states. I think it is one mental state, when it dies, it imparts something to the successive mental states, something like that. So the succeeding mental state gets something of the potential from the preceding mental state, and that potential also is not a permanent state, but it itself is impermanent, but going from one moment to another.
Can I contribute something else? Suppose this ball rolls and hit another ball. The force continue, but this ball already stopped, so that we cannot say contain. That means continuity. So we don't have to have contain, because the assumption is we have to contain something. That's why the question continues to be asked.
Yeah.
But we can say that we don't have to start with that assumption. So.
Transferred.
Yeah, that's the point.
Transference from one moment to another.
It seems to me that the karma is still going up like the shape. The shape goes with the man, and in any time in the lifetime or the next life, if a favorable conditions happen, they pop up to that person, but they happen to the other. Because it always follows him all the time. Because they have to pay back karma. In case if you can escape by karma, otherwise keep on after all time.
Yeah. Maybe it is not explainable by people like us.
I think the Buddha says so somewhere in the Sutta that one of the four incomprehensible things is
karma vipaka. Yeah.
That's what he mentioned.
That's right.
If I'm not wrong, he said that one of the four incomprehensible things.
That's right. And it is said achintya, so it's unthinkable, something like that, incomprehensible. Yeah.
That's unthinkable.
Or be beyond our understanding.
We will understand those things when we get enlightened.
Right? Yeah.
Under mental factors, there's categories called particulars. Why are these called particulars?
Particulars because the first 7 arise with every type of consciousness, but these 7 arise with only some types of consciousness, not with all types of consciousness. So that is why they are called particulars or prakanikas. For example, number 8 arises with say 55 types of consciousness only, out of 121. And number 9 arises with 66 only out of 121. And so they arise with this only with some type of consciousness, but not with all types of consciousness. So that is why they are called in Pali Pakinaka. Number 1 to number 13 are called common to others, Anyasamana in Pali. So they arise with both with akusala and kusala. They are not confined to kusala only or akusala only. So they are common to almost all types of cetas. But the third group, akusala, right? Yeah. They arise only with akusala, unwholesome cetas. And then the beautiful 25 arise only with kusala, vipaka and kiriya, not with akusala. But these 13 can arise with both kusala and akusala, vipaka and kiriya.
So the first 13?
Yes, yeah. Now, common to others, the name common to others is a little strange. Let me see. When somebody is with me, so suppose you are your father's son, then when you are with me, you are common to him, or you are connected with him as a son. And when you are with you are connected to me as a student, something like that. So you are called an anyasamana. You are called common to others. When you are with me, you are common to your father. And when you are with your father, you are common to me. You are related to me as a teacher and student. And that's why they are called anyasamana, common to others. The first 13.
Doesn't arise with kusala and akusala. Doesn't arise with.
So when they arise with kusala, then they have some relation with akusala. No, not at that time, but at another time. When they arise with akusala, they have relation with kusala. Or they can arise with kusala at another time.
I have a question on the material properties, the last page, and the causes. And you put like caused by karma or consciousness, and these material properties can be caused by consciousness, right?
Yes.
It implies that if we have good consciousness, then maybe our body, the waveform formation component may be changing.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's possible, or it happens, that some people practice meditation and their chronic disease cured.
Yeah. Yes.
Is that is it?
Yes. Yeah. I always explain that way. The healing during meditation. Now, good consciousness, happy consciousness which is free from mental defilements, can produce good material properties. The bad consciousness can produce bad material properties, and good mental states can produce good material properties. So when you practice meditation, most of the time your mind is free from mental defilements, and so your mind is mostly pure, and so the material properties it produces must be good material properties. And when these good material properties multiply through the practice of meditation for a long time, then they can fight with the diseased material property in the body, which are bad material property. So what we call disease is just the bad material properties. So the good material properties fight with bad material properties, and they sometimes they win, sometimes they may not. So when they win, then that is what we call a healing. So I think healing is possible, and healings do occur to meditation. I mean, meditators during meditation.
So we can change the comment.
Question now.
Mm-hmm.
I have two questions. I have a quick one first. These handouts are a summary of the manual of Abhidhamma.
Yes. Yeah. So if you want to more about the first aggregate, please read chapter 6 of the manual of Abhidhamma.
The first one is chapter 6?
Yes.
So I think that you should give every one of us a manual of Abhidhamma. No, he has a lot of books.
No, not now.
Not now to get all?
No, about 4 or 5 left.
4 or 5 left?
Mm.
So that have a poor lottery. I have one already. But all the rest have a 4 lottery. Do you have a 4 or 5?